Hi, everybody, and welcome to Rain Shadow Living, your guide to Port Townsend's Sequim and beyond. I'm Ginny Erickson, and I'm really excited about today's show. Welcome to Port Townsend. Here's our running. Beautiful.
And I'm Trish Cole, and with New American Funding, and I'm here today to introduce you to our guest, Emma Jean Garcia. She's a Parks and Events Assistant Manager for the City of Sequim and the lead production team for the Sunshine Festival and actually all of the city's produced events. And today she's going to be talking about the Sunshine Festival, which is a family-friendly event held in early March. And it's kind of a celebration of the end of winter and the beginning of spring. And I've gone to it before. It's fantastic. It wasn't sunshiny, but it was still fun. So let's welcome Emma Jane and just tell us all about the Sunshine Festival.
Thank you so much, Trish and Ginny. Yeah, so the seventh annual Sequim Sunshine Festival is fast approaching, and it's just hard to believe, when it returns every single year. It feels so fast, but boy, are we ready for it after months and months of dark living in the Pacific
Yeah.
Northwest. And, Trish, I think you kind of hit it on the nose perfectly. The festival is really designed as the first period that our community can join together and invite travelers and folks from out of the area in and really, really welcome the sun. That is such a celebrated asset of living here in the rain shadow. And this is just a celebration of that change from darkness to light, the welcoming of spring. And I think the best descriptive word I could kind of conjure for it is this festival is very warm. Like the energy is incredibly warm. But yes, there's not always perfect weather, but like good Northwesterners know that is never a problem. And our team really loves to each year kind of step it up to ensure no matter rain or shine, it's going to be just a really, really fun festival for all. So yeah, we're super excited to begin there.
That's awesome. What's the meaning behind the theme? I mean, and how does it kind of tie with Squim's unique climate and culture?
Absolutely. So it all began, the Sequim Sunshine Festival originated with the recognition that in what we kind of call in the events landscape as the shoulder season, in the shoulder season on the Olympic Peninsula, we don't have a lot going on. There's not a lot to
Yeah.
get out and do. And as we were just talking about, it's kind of the time of year where you need that the most. You've been in your house doing like cold weather activities for a long time, and we are all so excited to get out there and be active and do something and see people. And so it really was created as a extension, an invitation out into, the state, the nation, our, friends over the water in Canada, welcoming them to the Olympic Peninsula in a time of
Oh,
year where there's just not a lot going on. So it was really created as a shoulder season festival. Again, really looking towards the light, looking forward to welcoming the sun together.
nice.
What's your favorite part of the festival?
Well, I'd love to give you a rundown of all of the components, and then I'll have to think about what my favorite is. That's kind of like picking a favorite child or something because they're all special and unique in their own way. But I'll try to think about it. So the Sunshine Festival kicks off with the Sun Fun Color Run, and this takes place at Carrie Blake Park. And so we're talking Saturday, March 7th. Festivities begin around 10 a.m., where we're going to have a craft market, the Sunshine Market, kick off over in the Guy Cole Center. Food and beverage begins. But 11 a.m., the Sun Fun Color Run is just starting over at the Rio side of the park over by the band shell. And that is either a 1K or a 5K, depending on your preference. You can walk it, you can run it, you can dance it. It is up to you. But the cool part about it is you are going to get doused in colored powder. So as you run through the
Oh,
obstacles, you have a some fun color on white t-shirt that's been given to you. You got that on. A lot of people love dressing up. We see some rainbow tutus, this big inflatable costume. So it's like so much festivity and fun. And then you're running through the course, and there are color stations waiting to drench you in all sorts of colors. And you can also opt out if you want. So it's really just a bright, colorful, unique celebration. And then you move into a live music series, which takes place inside a heated, twinkling tent in the middle of Carrie Blake Park. And this year, we're bringing all sorts of really interesting bands from up and down the I-5 corridor that the community hasn't really seen before. We've been getting some feedback that folks want to kind of mix it up with this festival and see some new acts. So we'll see bands like Cowboy Genius, which is like a nostalgic 90s country tribute band. And pre-drone show, we'll have the High Steppers, which is like a Motown dance party tribute band. So it's going to be so much fun in this tent. You can listen to some good music, pop in and out of the Sunshine Craft Market, and then we have a beer and wine garden. We have a whole bunch of food and beverage options. And then it all culminates in perhaps the most well-known element of the festival, which is the illuminated drone show. And have you guys, Trish or Ginny, seen a drone show before or seen our drone show?
I have not. That was the one thing we missed. I was there for the whole day, I think, or a few hours during the day, but I didn't get to see that. I've heard a lot about it though. I want to see it this year for sure.
So I will confess something to you and your listeners that I had seen videos of drone shows before. And I thought it was cool, but I wasn't convinced. I maybe thought it was a bit of a gimmick or something. The first time I saw this drone show in person, I was amazed. It is so extraordinary. So what it is 300 illuminated drones. They're deployed just past the park. So you're just right there in the park. You can actually kind of see it throughout town. But I recommend coming down into the park because you get like a front row seat, and these drones hover into the air and they form intricate configurations in the sky. And like they're really dynamic. They move around, 300 little drones, and the designs are all very specific to Sequim in the Olympic Peninsula. So we actually work with the drone designers to come up every year with a new show, and it just gets cooler and cooler every year. So I don't know if it's my favorite because it's hard to pick, but it is a big community favorite.
I saw the videos online, and I have to say it did look spectacular. I am absolutely shocked to learn that you do a new one every year. I mean, how long does it take them to program that? It's amazing.
This team, so we work with Firefly Drone Company, and they are out of the Midwest. They are, first of all, extraordinary to work with and just so talented, but we start conversations with them up to 6 months in advance. And what's interesting is each year we use some of the same designs and then build onto that and kind of bring new transitions and functions in. And so there's always surprises. And last year I was kind of standing at the back as the drone show was moving along and listening to the crowd. And it's just you can find recordings of this if you look on like YouTube or Facebook of like the commentary. It is so darling and sweet to just hear everybody like guessing what's it gonna be, and oh, that's my favorite. It's like the oohs and ahs of a fireworks show, but in this really updated kind of real modern way. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. So the orca has to come back for sure, right?
Yeah, no spoilers from me, Ginny. I can't give anything away. You gotta just go and see. I don't think you'll be disappointed, is what I'll say.
I'm waiting for the Sasquatch. That would be my
again spoilers from me, Trish, but I'll say you're thinking along the right lines. That's for sure.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be fantastic again this year, and I can't wait. I will definitely be there, rain or shine, even though we're in the rain shadow. That time of year, we seem to get a little bit of sprinkles. So I wanted to know.
And I think that's a good thing to touch on really quickly is, we absolutely know where we're living. And whether we're planning an Independence Day celebration or the Sunshine Festival, like we know that, sunshine is not always a 100% promise. But what we can ensure is that the event is just really, really exceptional and fun to be at regardless of the weather. So we've actually formed this year for the first time an all-weatherization committee. And that committee's sole job is to essentially go step by step through the festival theoretically and say, okay, it's, pouring rain. How do we make this delightfully cozy and like the perfect place to be at? Oh, it's windy. Like, how are we properly sheltered? So we're doing a lot of really exciting kind of dynamic updates to really modernize this festival for the, place that we're celebrating. Like, we love this weather, right? In the Northwest, that's
Yeah.
what's so good about it. So yeah, we're really always working to ensure you're going to have an awesome time regardless of the weather.
So
Well,
our
and I
list,
will say that it was very protected. Like all the crafters were in a large tent area, the musicians were in a large tent area. You could go outside, but you didn't really have to. It was very warm and cozy when I was there, even though it was raining. So it was very comfortable. And getting to the facilities itself, even though it's in the park, the trails are so nice. Your feet don't get wet and soggy and all of that. It's not like a totally outdoor festival in the middle of the rain. So even though us
Absolutely.
Washingtonians are used to that, it's nice to know you have options if you're going somewhere like this.
That's
So,
right. And throughout the festival grounds, you're going to find this year, and this is new this year, little zones to kind of bring the inside out. So we'll have little warming stations that are sheltered from whatever the elements might be. And last year it was like a gorgeous bluebird sunny day, but still we enjoy a little warming spot to like warm our hands. Kiddos can take a break, maybe sit down, eat some food. So we're actually increasing our warming stations throughout. And if it's a gorgeous day, we open up the sides and it's just a nice little shelter to hang. But on a chillier day, there's going to be some really fun activities and things to engage with. So you'll always have opportunities to duck into a warm space if that's something that you're looking for when you're at the festival.
and our listeners are from all over the country. In fact, a lot of people listen to this podcast to find out what life is like here. So for
Mm,
those from other parts of the country where they may be in down parkas and, you know, over mitts in March, any advice on what to wear to ensure that you have a really good time? And I'm thinking layers, and the
yeah.
Gore-Tex thing.
What to wear. So first, I'll just back out to say that I myself am originally I was raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I know
mhm.
exactly what that transition feels like. And I remember before I moved to the state of Washington, I bumped into someone from Washington and asked a very similar question, but also like, how do you cope with the climate up there? Like, what's the best way to go about it? And someone told me, when you live in a place that's sunny all the time, like the Mojave Desert, when the rain comes, when it's a little cold outside, you feel the urge to just burrow inside and make cookies, and like read your book. But what Pacific Northwesterners know is that there's a whole range of experiences to be unlocked if you have the proper gear and you really want to like get out and see this beautiful area in all of the different weather, because while it is gorgeous on a bluebird sunny day like we had at Sunshine Festival last year, I'll also tell you a cloudy, gray, drizzly, cozy day here is also like peak Washington experience. So I love layers. I think any Pacific Northwesterner or person that lives in the rain shadow will tell you, bring your layers. If you're going to run the Sun Fun color room run, we do have restrooms. So you will be able to, if you want to change afterwards, there's like restrooms with stalls and it's not just Santa cans. So bring a change of clothes if you're going to run the color run if you would like. It's also fun to kind of wear your colorful powder throughout the rest of the festival. And then I always like personally to have a sweater and a rain jacket in the car, maybe a puffy jacket if temperatures are going to dip a little bit, but you'll never regret having a couple extra layers on you. And I think that, I would maybe ask you, Ginny, what's your preferred kit when you go out? I think, right, we all
My number one, have something with a hood. You want
have
to be able
some,
to flip it up and take it down when you need. That's my
yeah.
number one.
Isn't it
Yeah.
funny how I feel like the mark of Pacific Northwesterners is like very seldom do you see someone with an umbrella, but just like a really
Yeah.
functional rain jacket. Like, I think we all really love to just be mobile and ready for anything. And
Yep.
we all know that the second you put it on, you might be whipping it off because like here comes the gorgeous sun. So totally, yeah, hoods are where it's at.
Yeah, it's more which rain jacket to wear
Uh-huh.
for the
Yeah.
question, you know. So
Exactly.
we always like to ask for any of our guests that come on and to talk about anything, how the community members can get involved, because that's really important too. I think that from what I saw, there's a lot of engagement with the fun run and just being a participant in the festival. But are there other ways that the community can get involved?
Yeah, well, this brings me to a very exciting component that is brand new this year. We're debuting. So I would love to tell you a bit about that. And that is a great way to get involved. But first, I'll just tell you that there are some volunteer opportunities at Sunshine Festival. So when you are hearing this and thinking you might want to meet some folks and be a part of putting the festival up, there's opportunities like checking IDs at the beer garden or some of our like crowd counting and some informational posting. So a lot of cool volunteer opportunities. You can find those by going to squimsunshinefestival.com or following us on Instagram or Facebook. So we'll be promoting those. And if those are still available, you'll be able to participate, sign up for those. That is a ton of fun. But if you're looking to get involved in perhaps a more creative way this year, we are debuting a Sequim talent competition.
Oh.
That's going to be in that Seven Seaters entertainment tent. So heated tent, really a lot of space in there and a stage. And from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m., it's going to be a amateurs only. This is not the pros. This is like your neighbor who sings in the shower and you've always kind of given him the elbow, like, come show us your talents. Like, this is a community talent competition and there will be some prizes. And the only way to vote for your friends and loved ones is to attend in person. So in early January, we're going to be rolling out audition information and kind of opening it up to the public. So if you'd like to get involved in this talent show itself and perform, we'll be getting that information out. After that, I think you should come and root on your favorites at the talent competition. I think that's going to be a crazy, crazy good time. And you know, you never know who you're going to see up there. Might be your dentist, might be the guy who sold you your last car. Like, it's going to be really exciting to see.
A real estate agent or a lender, maybe?
Yeah, yeah. What would be the talent you guys would bring to a talent competition? No promises. Just curious to know for Trish and Ginny, what would you guys bring?
For a talent competition?
Yeah.
Boy, I'm going to say like pie eating or something. I don't know.
Wow. Okay, so we're thinking you bring a pie out and you kind of like drum roll, please, and then consume.
Well, it's like how many, right? I don't know.
Ooh, there might be a winner there if you feel like you're good at that.
Pies
Actually,
are always fun.
Jenny is a very talented wallpaper hanger, and she
Oh,
can
no.
instruct you on how to hang wallpaper.
I
And I'm
love
actually a freelance artist, but I don't know. I could probably paint a live picture, but it might take a while. So I don't know that that would be a very good
I feel like
talent show thing to
we're
do.
research and developing though right now because yes, there will be like a time allotment, but I don't know, a live painting. I've heard suggestions of like reciting the preposition list and things like that. So it is not only limited to music or dance or anything like that. We're really encouraging folks to come out and show us what they got and surprise us. And I would personally love a little mini TED talk on how to hang, some wallpaper or like how to fold a fitted sheet. I feel like if someone could do that really effectively,
Exactly.
they
That would
might
be a
just
challenge.
I don't know if you guys have that skill or talent, but they might be the winner. We'll see.
All right. If somebody was watching, say, from Seattle and they wanted to come to Squim for the weekend, would they need to plan way in advance? Do they need to get tickets in advance? How crowded will it be? How easy is it to park? What does someone coming in from out of town need to know about the Sunshine Fest?
Yeah, all great questions. So if I were coming in from out of town for the Sunshine Festival, first thought would be that I would want to pre-register for the Sun Fun Color Run because it can sell out at the last minute. There are walk-up registrations available, but just a limited amount. So first thing is get registered. And as we approach the festival, there's cost increases in the tiers. So it's the most affordable for price packaging the earlier that you reserve your spot. So number one, get that done. I also think that you want to consider all of our really wonderful late night activities. And I'm going to talk about, I've been thinking about your favorite element question that you gave me a second ago, and I'll get to that. But it's a late night activity at the festival. And so you're going to want to get a hotel room. You're going to want to make sure that you are able to see the drone show that kicks off at 7 o'clock. It's dark out. We're going to have more festivities right after that, like an official after party. And when you're done with that, you're going to want to, relax, take it easy, stay in one of our really awesome hotels in the area, and then grab some breakfast in the morning. So make sure that you've got your Sun Fun Color registration taken care of and your hotel, your lodging. And hey, we kick off early, right? This color run kicks off at 11 o'clock. So I'd recommend 2 nights. I don't think it gets better than 3 nights. Like, this is such a great weekend destination. But can I tell you about my favorite component, my after dark component?
Please
Definitely.
do.
So last year we brought on for the first time something called Sunshine After Dark. And this takes place after the drone show. And this is the official after party of the Sequim Sunshine Festival. And it is a little bit more like a nightclub or a rock show, but for Sequim. It's not too wild, it's not too crazy, but just a little something different than all of our daytime programming. So like last year, we brought on an incredible local 90s tribute band, and they really brought the house down. Seven Seaters Bar is still open. Everyone's having a good time, but it's really, really novel because you are in the middle of Carrie Blake Park in total darkness under this twinkle light lit tent, and it's just this really, really special, cool experience. So that goes from 7:30 to 9:30, and all of our food and beverage vendors are still open. So it's this very unique opportunity to enjoy the park after dark. And that's not, the park closes at dusk most days, so this is a really fun opportunity to be there. And this year we're likely to bring on a very special DJ. There'll be more coming out about this soon, but just as a sneak peek, and it will actually be a dance party this year. And so we don't get to see a lot of dance parties here in Sequim. We're so excited to bring this to the community and just keep that party going after the drone show.
That
Nice.
sounds like a lot of fun. Definitely.
Would you guys,
Yeah.
are you guys dancers? Is that, or more of the kind of like bopping around, clapping?
Well, and I think that, during the day, I remember when I went last time, there were a lot of activities for children too. So you could
Yes,
have a family experience, or if you're more on the wild side, you could do a little evening, come in the afternoon, take in the festival, and then watch the drone show and do the party afterwards. That sounds like a lot of fun. It's like something for everyone and an experience for everyone.
absolutely. It is a choose your own adventure festival. You can get there pretty much at any time throughout the festival. There's going to be really cool things happening, different experience zones throughout the festival grounds, little warming stations and activations, things to engage with. And yeah, a lot of family activities. Last year, we got a lot of great feedback. We increased our family activities and a call for more. And so that's something our team has been continuing to just invest a lot of time in, and making sure that there's just a lot to do. You can like get there and hang out for a long time, eat some food, listen to some good music. And then I think the coolest thing is just connecting with this really special community in a time of year where we maybe haven't seen each other for a while. And it's just, again, this very warm atmosphere. It's really, really cool.
That's very cool. It sounds like, is there anything that we're missing, or do you want to throw out that website again for all of our listeners so that they have
Yeah,
that handy? Because it sounds like you need to, for the color run, we want to get signed up right away to take
that's
advantage
great.
of that.
You
Yeah.
do. So I will drop all of our contact, so how you can get a hold of us, how you can follow along for updates. We also are putting out a lot of kind of fun content gearing up for the festival. Before I do that, though, you asked if anything was missing to mention. One kind of final component that's a lot of fun is over at Pioneer Memorial Park, which is just about a mile away from the main festival site, is this very special experience called the Interactive Light Exhibit. And that is actually this very cool dark room, and it is filled with light art installation from local
Oh,
artist Ross Brown. So that is free. Everything at the festival, aside for the Sun Fun Color Run, is free. So you can show up and just enjoy You can do a little shopping if you want at the Sunshine Market, but it's not required. And so, yes, I would totally recommend making a stop at the interactive light experience. And that actually kicks off during our pre-festival on Friday, the night before. So you can even make that part of your weekend plans when you get into town.
Oh,
So,
okay. And is that on the website, the information on that?
everything that you need to understand what is what and where is where for the Sequim Sunshine Festival is available at sequimsunShineFestival.com. You can always just stay up to date if you're looking to move to the area or just need a refresher on Sunshine Festival stuff by going to our tourism website, which is visitsunnysquim.com. That is the city's tourism website. So that's a great way if you're just trying to plan your trip outside of the Sunshine Festival or fleshing out your weekend to kind of see what's going on. But then I'd also recommend giving us a follow on our social media channels. So Facebook is City of Sequim Government, or the tourism one is Visit Sunny Sequim. That's a great way to see what's happening in the area as it's kind of coming at you live. And then our Instagrams, which is City of Sequim or Visit Sunny Sequim. So that's, if you follow those places, maybe subscribe to our newsletters, you will not miss any of these updates and you'll have a great festival.
Well, it all sounds exciting.
Thank you so much.
You know, it's events like the Sunshine Festival that show why people fall in love with our area and the rain shadow, you know, because we do have these fun festivals throughout the year, not just in Sequim, but Port Townsend, Port Angeles. And it's great to have one, like you said, the shoulder season. And I love that you also said, you know, it's for our neighbors in Canada as well. It's for anyone. It's welcome. You know, we have it open for people to come and enjoy this beautiful area that we live in. So
Yeah.
thank
I
you.
think especially for folks who are thinking about moving to the area, the Sunshine Festival is a really nice sampling of what this community feels like. We get that feedback a lot. Like people are like, oh, I was thinking of maybe relocating to Sequim or retiring in Sequim, moving my family to Sequim, but coming to the festival was just a good way to get our foot in the door and see what the community is about. So instead of driving all over, we bring it all to you and you can kind of get a sense of the community atmosphere here.
Sounds amazing. EJ, thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful episode of Rain Shadow Living, your guide to Port Townsend, Sequim, and beyond.
And don't forget to subscribe, Rain Shadow Living.